All right, welcome. My name is Dana Damara, and you have landed on Astrocast. This is your new moon recording, the new moon in Libra, coming up here on September 25th at 2:53 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm trying really hard not to laugh because there is so much going on astrologically that it's really quite funny. So let's just take on this reading with a little bit of humor. Those of you who pay attention to these and pay attention to the background, you'll notice I'm back in my home office. You can see my door though now because my screen is at my other place, and the bowl that's over there is taking the place of Lakshmi because I got Lakshmi at my rental with me. But we're slowly moving back into our space, which is in complete alignment with what's going on astrologically. This would be why I'm chuckling. So I'm going to go through a whole lot of stuff with you, okay? And just take some notes. If you want your chart read, oh my God, reach out to me because we're ending, or we're coming close to the end of the year and coming up on 2023. And there's a lot of shifting happening right now. That's spelled with an F, shifting happening right now. So I'm going to share my screen for this new moon. It's really quite funny. All right, here we go. You guys ready? And I don't know if you can hear my gardener outside, but that's funny too. It's just, I have a student who was a client who was also a friend. That's kind of how it usually happens for me. She always reminds me it's just one cosmic joke, and it really is a cosmic joke. Look at this. Just look at this. This is the forecast for the new moon. Now I'm going to explain a few things to you, and I'm going to do it by pointing at the chart, and then I'm going to talk about it. Okay, so again, this is going to be a lengthy one. Okay, so be prepared. So first of all, we have here this big guy. Look at that. Hello. Hello to the sun and the moon at 2 degrees in Libra, sitting right next to Mercury and Venus in Virgo. Now, this is a conjunction. It is a stellium, although it's just an 8th house stellium, right? So you've got two planets, well, a star and a planet in Libra and two planets in Virgo, all cuddled up next to each other. So I'm going to talk about that. And then see all those like red lines, like someone colored too many red lines up and down. That whole conglomeration of the sun and the moon and Mercury, communication, which is in retrograde, and Venus, which is the only planet not in retrograde or moving toward retrograde. They are all opposite Jupiter and Neptune. So that's good. That's good. That's good stuff. Okay. And those of you who are curious, if you ever want to know what's in retrograde, you just look over here. See, and all those little R's. I'm not going to apologize for my humor this time. Sometimes I'm a little serious, but right now I am going to have some fun with this. We still have this that we're dealing with. North Node and Uranus. North Node is no longer retrograde, but North Node and Uranus are still sitting there super close to each other, so we still have this karmic activity happening globally and individually. And if you've got a sun, a moon, or a rising sign in Taurus, you are absolutely feeling things shifting out from underneath your feet. Raise your hand. That's me. My moon sign is in Taurus. No surprise that we had to move out for a little while. None whatsoever. It's just, anyways. And then you've got Saturn over here. Hello, Saturn at 19 degrees, actually squaring Uranus. So that's still a good time. Restrictions, squaring. this whole idea of freedom, right? So that freedom, liberation, restriction, structures. And then the other thing we have happening, I have notes on all these things, but I'm just going to go here so you can see it. Here's Venus. Gotta love Venus. Oh my gosh, here, just like, thank you, Venus, because Venus is trining Uranus, which means Mercury is trining Uranus, which means that the moon and the sun are kind of trining Uranus, but not super close. So we'll just like say if it's good, then yes, and if it's not, then no. And then Venus and Mercury are also trining Pluto. Those are for sure. That's for sure happening. Still have Chiron and Aries. Those of you who have your Chiron and Aries still going through an identity shift. Now, let me say something about this new moon. Okay, so this new moon, again, 2:53 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the 25th. We have been experiencing these. I'm going to go ahead and stop share. We have been experiencing these shifts because we have all these planets in retrograde. But not only that, you know, well, first of all, with retrograde, you've got retrogrades of any kind will always ask you to pause. They will always ask you to slow down, review, reflect, recalibrate, anything with that little re in front of it. And when you have 6 planets in retrograde, it's like a capital R and a capital E. Review, exclamation point. And if you're not paying attention and you're just like, whatever, the universe will stick its foot out and trip you and make you pause. So there's this energy that's asking us to draw inward. Okay, now Mercury will go out of retrograde on the 5th, but Mars is moving toward retrograde. So Mars is moving into its shadow stage. So just focus inward. Okay, now those of you who live in the Northern Hemisphere, we're heading into our autumn equinox. So we just today actually, and into the 22nd at 7 something a.m. we've got our autumn equinox. So the energy is going to start to go inward. We're going to start to go darker earlier. Those of you on the other side of the world, you got it good. You're heading into your spring equinox. I might just have to jaunt down over there for the next 3 months. That's a joke because it really is important to go inward. So those of you in the Northern Hemisphere with me, we're heading into a space where everything is about going inward, reevaluating. It's autumn, it's fall. The leaves are going to start to fall. It's time for us to let go of like old ways of doing things, old perspectives, old relationships, old name it. Okay, time to cut the cord. With the new moon in Libra. Okay, Libra is about balance. Libra wants balance. Libra wants things to be equitable. Libra wants harmony. And this is in relationships. So we want diplomacy, we want kindness, we want cooperation, we want equality. Okay, so just keep that in mind as we head, you know, over this hump of the equinox into the new moon. That energy is still happening. Okay, now let me say this too, because some of you are aware of this and some of you are not. I have so many notes and they're all like in big bold letters. See? And it's actually at like a 28 font, so I can see without my glasses if I wanted to, but I'm gonna not strain and just keep them on. So not only is this new moon falling on the 25th, which is so absolutely amazing, numerology speaking, it's an 11. How do I know that? 9 plus 2 plus 5 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals, whittles down to an 11. So it's a master number, big change, 11. 11 is always about change. It's a portal. But if you really whittle it down, it's a 2, which is relationship. Okay, so that's like the numerology of this new moon. And those of you interested in Hinduism or any type of I studied the goddesses and the deities of the Hindu religion, right? And that wasn't because I was a yoga teacher, it was because it interested me. I've also studied about all the goddesses in other religions because I find it interesting that there's so many parallels, okay? So Navratri, which is the celebration in India, where they celebrate all faces of the goddess, and specifically Goddess Durga. And, Goddess Durga is the goddess of fierce compassion. And so for 9 days, they celebrate Durga, Saraswati, Lakshmi in India. And it's a big deal. It's a huge deal. It's like a huge reset button for our energy. It's the celebration of the divine feminine. It's the celebration of love. It's a celebration of spirit. And I mean, one of my dreams is to be in India for this celebration. It's just lovely. So we have a very, very, very auspicious time right now. And with all the planets in retrograde, almost all of them, it doesn't feel that way. It feels for some people like, what? It is not auspicious. It is not abundant. But let me just say something, right before the magic of something happens in your life, we're tested, right? You're just like scooting around your life. Yay, yay, yay. And everything's going good. And then you trip. And then what we do is we go, oh, this is terrible. I'm going to spiral. Let me see what's going on. I might turn to an addiction. Don't do that. This is all a test for you to remember. You are divinely guided. You are divinely held and supported. Everything that is happening, cosmic joke. Okay. Remember, it's just a cosmic joke. Okay, so if you can ground yourself and observe from a higher perspective, like, okay, let me just see what's going on. Okay, plumbing, water, emotions, Pisces energy, right? We're heading out of that Piscean energy into Aquarius. You know how many people I have met that have had over the last month that have had like plumbing issues, and they're like, I don't know what happened. There's an energy that is in all of us that is wanting to be birthed. So all I'm saying is this is a new moon to do it. Keep yourself in check, in balance, simplify, try to look at things from this higher perspective so that you can see, like, is this relationship I have or I'm experiencing supporting the elevation of my awareness? Is it creating angst for me? Is the lesson complete? There's that fine line, and Libra's balance. Okay. All right, let me put up my screen again. I haven't even gotten to the aspects yet. Holy smokes. All right, let's put I can't see the screen without these on. Okay, so let's just talk a little bit about this. So first of all, the ruler of Libra is actually Venus. So to have Venus conjunct this new moon, it's like, oh, thank you, Venus. To have Mercury there is a little like, okay, Mercury needs to get into the party, fine. Okay. Be aware of your communication, and not just, like the speaking communication, but also the ways you speak to yourself. Venus is about love. Venus is about abundance. Venus is about beauty. It's about your financial flow. So this may offer new opportunity. This time may offer you new opportunities of how you create financial flow for yourself. Notice I didn't say make money, because, okay, first of all, you don't make money unless you're in one of those buildings somewhere in the government where you're actually printing money. You don't make money. You create avenues for abundance to flow through you. You become a channel and you pull energy from the divine, and the divine says, do this. And then you go out and you do it. And then it creates financial flow to you. Like, that's really how it works, you guys. Okay. So Venus is all about creating financial flow. And if you do that from your heart, from what you really, really love, things will be easy. It's going to flow for you. This is potentially new opportunities will be coming to you if you're open. But if you're whinging, yes, I said whinging about something that's off or something that was taken from your life quickly, maybe you had to move out of your house because of plumbing issue. If you whinge about it, you're missing the energy and the gift. And I don't want you to miss the energy or the gift. Okay. So go into that inner observer, go into the higher perspective, get out of any drama that's going on in your life, because it's just a freaking cosmic joke. Okay. It's just a Leela. It's a play. It's an illusion. Let it go. The new moon is also opposite Jupiter at 3 degrees, right? So you've got this Jupiter energy. Yes, I know Jupiter is retrograde, but you have this new energy coming in. It's welcoming in new beginnings, and it's how you approach these new relationships that are coming in. Focus on the abundance that's available to you. Allow yourself to see the motives around why you are going after something or someone, and why that thing is coming to you, or that person is coming to you. And Jupiter also has a tendency to not just expand, but exaggerate, right? So don't over exaggerate things. Don't get crazy. But this is a really beautiful time to be open to new opportunities. And since Jupiter is the biggest planet, right, it's going to illuminate like a higher, wider perspective of things, right? So Jupiter is going to ask you to focus on the silver lining. Jupiter is going to ask you to focus on the great energy around what's happening, and not the negativity. Okay. And with just the fact that the sun is opposite Jupiter as well, like completely within 1 degree, Jupiter's opposite. This is about success. This is about amplifying your ability to create success. And look, here's the other deal. Okay. We're moving into eclipse season. So with the next new moon, we're heading into eclipses. Okay. We'll have a solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse. So moving into the next 3 months from now to December, right? When we move in toward the winter solstice, we've got so much opportunity for new beginnings, new opportunities, advancements. It's beautiful. It's an absolutely beautiful time. All these planets in retrograde are asking you to slow down, to simplify. So slow down, simplify, pay attention. Look, I have come to my house almost every day to work, but also I'm going in every room and I'm like, am I using this? Am I using this? Am I using this? I'm not even using this. I'm not even wearing this. Oh my gosh, so dusty. Go. So do that when you can in the space that you have. Just look at things as a new beginning. And always new moon is about setting intentions for what you really desire. Remember, you're being supported by the equinox, the turn of the wheel. You're being supported by Navratri. You know how many people are celebrating this energy in India? It's like, oh my gosh, amazing. And then you have the new moon. Set intentions for what you truly desire. Do not be distracted. Like, no, NO, shut it down. Skip, no distraction. Okay. What do I have here? I'm just like, I just skipped over all my words. Okay. So I talked a little bit about this guy up here. So that whole conjunction up there, it's actually called an out of sign conjunction. So the sun, the moon, Venus, Mercury, it's an out of sign conjunction. So, and we're focused in the 8th house. So 8th house is about things we don't really talk about, taboo items, debts, inheritances, sexual activity, sensuality. 8th house is that taboo. You have all these planets in this spot. Okay, so just the energies of this Libra new moon are really asking us to focus on simplicity, but the With Venus also trying to Pluto, it's about transformation, and you might have to dig a little deep. You know, that trine from Venus to Pluto is beautiful, but you might have to dig a little bit deep and, I don't know, let go of old hurts, let go of the past completely, allow it to transform you. You know, really, truly just forgiving yourself for whatever you had going on before this moment in time, or that whatever brought you here, whatever it is that you're kind of slung over your back, you got it on as a little backpack, let it go. Venus trine Pluto in Capricorn is all about abundance. It's feeling into the depth and the magnetism of relationships, of what you're magnetizing toward you, your energy. Pay attention to your energy. And Venus opposite Neptune. This is about beauty. This is about love. This is about dreaming, the big dream. This is really, truly getting through some challenges with grit and with grounding, but also with a sense of deep connection to spiritual source for you. You know, we've got 4 planets in Earth. Actually, no, I lie. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, 5. So 5 planets in Earth. So ground yourself, ground your energy. You know, Mercury, you know, I know I gave Mercury a little bit of grief for sitting there in between the moon and Venus, but with Mercury sitting in its own sign of Virgo, and then also trining Pluto, super fortunate time. Pay attention to how you're communicating. Don't overthink, but before you send out an email, just like read it. Have you gone deep enough? Are you sharing appropriately? Are you on the path of your intention, or are you out of bounds, right? Spend some time in nature, listening to nature. Like, I know that sounds funny, but listen to the breeze, listen to the ocean, listen to the trees, listen to nature, 5D. Stay out of the 1D if you can. And then one more thing, Mars is also trining Saturn. So where's my little Mars? Here it is. Here's Mars. Mars is about to go retrograde. Mars is trining Saturn. So Mars trining Saturn gives you a little bit of inner courage and self-discipline and patience to really keep you on this path. Okay, as we begin this new season, not only collectively, but also in our lives, you know, if you stay focused on and be disciplined with your intentions, this is going to open up a whole new world for you. It's going to open up all new opportunities, but you got to stay connected, you know, and it's important to do that too before these eclipses come, because when the eclipses come, you know how they are. It's like shutting down your computer and holding the off button for a little bit and then coming back to it. Everything changes. So be disciplined in your intentions, in your practice, in whatever it is that you're calling in. There's going to be little like doink, 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 trying to distract you. Just don't let it distract you. All right, I think that's all I have. I said at the beginning, if you want me to read your chart, just send me a note at dana@danademara.com, or you can go to my astrology page, okay? If you want to know more about how to look at your own chart and just a little bit of background, and I recommend that to anybody that's even slightly interested, or even anybody that is going to do a reading with me, because if you go to myastrocast.com, right? Put in your email, and then you're going to get these little videos that are going to tell you about, here's my sun sign, this is what it means. Here's my moon sign, this is what it means. Here's my rising sign, this is what it means. It's going to tell you about the moon phases, and you'll have this little bit of education before you even sit and do a reading with me. Then I don't have to spend that time educating you. You already know that, and you'll go, oh my God, Dana, my sun's here, my moon's here, my rising's here. Let's get to it. it just makes life easier. You know, I found that I was repeating myself over and over again. Every time I had a client, it takes like 10 minutes. Forget it. Listen to the 3-minute video. You'll get your own information, myastrocast.com. Okay. And then if you're like, okay, yeah, I totally need my chart read, send me an email or go ahead and go to my site, find the astrology, work with me, astrology readings, sign up, and we'll figure out 2023 for you. Okay, that was really fun. I wasn't sure how that was going to go. So thank you so much for listening. Very appreciative. And have a beautiful new moon and equinox and Navratri. Have a beautiful day. Ciao for now.